So Navneet sir, your 3 expectations from budget.
Trillions of dollars of household wealth is locked in gold, silver, and land. Every year we import a very large amount of gold and silver. If we can introduce something like a Section 54F where people are incentivized to sell these assets and deploy that into long-term equity, that will do a lot of good to the country. Number two, I would say if the AI is going to change the nature of the labor market, then I think the government of India should invest a lot more in PM Vishwakarma. Things that are done by hand and mind, I think will be a lot more valuable, and we need to get the glory of doing things with hands. And third, I would say substantially higher investments in AI and R&D. India has a real chance of becoming a global leader.
I think from a market perspective, when we talk about expectations, I think, wherever there is like a dual taxation or a double taxation, say, for example, dividends from listed companies, I think that needs to be reviewed. And of course, now we put STT in lieu of the long-term capital gain. Now, long-term capital gain is back and it has been ramped up a couple of times. So definitely STT, which causes friction in transactions and also can be seen as a double tax, should be reviewed for sure.
Of course, as I always expect, budget should display the continuity of various tax provisions, which is what has led to India's growth story to become real. And therefore, taxation should continue wherever is now being given as an incentive. And second is the fixed income as an asset class also need to be considered, given the fact that India has to have vibrant bond market, as we have seen vibrant equity market. If our economy has to grow to become bigger and bigger, we need to have both the bond market, capital market asset, which is bond and equity, should go hand in hand to fund the future growth of the India. Therefore, I would expect some element of consideration for the fixed income market through the mutual funds would be more ideal to make India more self-sufficient to fund the growth needs of the country as we move forward.
And I wish the long-term capital gain taxes sector should be frozen for a fixed period of 3 years or 5 years. And if at any point of time there's any change, it should be must that the grandfathering is done, which was not done last time. I think that should be basic principle. Any change should be grandfathered before that. So that's one thing which will boost more certainty. And the second, wish that the offshore limits be increased to at least $30 billion from the current level.
I think while continuing the balance of fiscal prudence and growth-orienting policy in the capex investing, some of the changes which government could see, India needs a strong investment in R&D. Maybe government can think of a measure similar to CSR, where each company is kind of incentivized to contribute towards R&D, a fixed percentage of their profit. Some scheme similar to that would be great, sort of a boost for building India from long-term perspective. Regarding, I think, capital markets, I do believe that there is no case for having both STT and capital gains, and one should be removed, whichever one government chooses. But I think double taxation is highly avoided. And thirdly, I think the double taxation of dividend, in the hands of the recipient, company pays and at a maximum marginal rate is very, very, sort of onerous. It can go back to, either zero tax or flat rate of 10%, which used to be earlier in case of dividend. I think that will be very, very, essential in my opinion from a sentiment boosting perspective. And lastly, I think given the current situation of a geopolitical situation where till the time tariff is around or uncertainty is around, some of the sectors which are directly impacted, such as textiles and some of the segments which are exporting to, there should be some incentive, some cushioning should be given as a rebate to those sectors, also credit support to those sectors, so that there's no job loss of employment happens and those sectors do not get permanently damaged till the time this tariff answer is found out.
Well, on that note, I think thank you so much, esteemed guests, for giving your expectations from the budget. And yes, one thing is for sure, that Indian economy is on a solid ground and the only way is up or higher. Thank you so much, everyone, for your time then. Thank you so much.